Okay guys, Matt here again. A few of you have been asking me about this bit of kit, about what it is, what it does, etc. Now this is the RMX or the Remix from Hercules. It's a MIDI controller. It works exceptionally well with Virtual DJ. So in this video I'm just going to show you exactly what this thing does and how it works. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the Remix or RMX controller from Hercules. Some of you guys that are still using CDJs may be looking at this thinking, that setup looks pretty much familiar. Well, yeah, that's the general idea. Okay, it's quite straightforward. You've got deck A, deck B, you've got a jog wheel for each, you've got your crossfader in the middle, you've got your standard play, pause, cue controls for each deck. You've got individual volume controls and a master volume control there. You've got a 3-band EQ. You've got a pitch control as well. Okay, then we've got these buttons here for each side. Now these two here down the bottom, they are skip buttons. They'll take you each way 16 beats in either direction. Great for when you're trying to line up a mix. These here are bespoke programmable buttons. I'm not going to baffle you with what they actually do, but by default button 1 is set to start loop, button 4 is set to end loop. Virtual DJ has what they call a seamless looping system. It literally is child's play. You hit that, and it'll loop perfectly on beat. Okay, buttons 3 and 6 by default are set to your effects or a couple of effects within Virtual DJ. Button 3 will give you flange. Button 6 will give you what they call a beat grid. You have mic input there, you have a headphone input there and headphone control there, and obviously a gain control, volume control for your microphone. There's not any of those two inputs, but they actually have them here. If you can see on the bottom, that's your mic input and that is your headphone input. The reason they've got it in two places, because if you've got this unit rack mounted, then these two inputs are not going to be accessible to you, so you're going to be wanting to use these two here. Right, well, let me just turn this over and show you the back of it. Right, I'm not going to take you through all of these inputs and outputs. There are quite a few there. The main ones you're going to be dealing with are these two, output 1 and 2. That is the output from this desk. Now bearing in mind you've got a microphone input on here, you can actually do away with using an external mixing desk. These two outputs can go directly to an amplifier or indeed a set of powered speakers, depending on what your setup is, and you can run your gig like that. You can also have the flexibility of using CDJs or vinyl still running through this particular unit. You've got inputs here and here, which you can go out the back of either sub medium, and you can still use your EQs, etc., to control the quality of the sound coming from those. Okay chaps, so I've got Virtual DJ fired up now, and I've got the Hercules Remix controller connected, as you can probably see. Don't know if you can see that. Let me move it around so you can. Okay, hopefully you can see all the buttons there. Okay, what I want to do is just show you now. If you look at the bottom left hand of the screen, I'm not even going to touch the mouse. I'm just going to find the tunes I'm looking for, just using the controller. I'm just going to pick two very easy ones. I'll go for that. So I've chosen that song, it's highlighted. I press load in deck A, it shows up. You'll see a waveform indication of the tune right at the top there, running across the top of the screen. I'll then go down, I'll choose my second song, the one I'm going to mix into that particular one, and I'm going to press loading deck B. So they're both there, all is good. Now normally be doing this while the song's running, but I'm just going to show you why you can probably hear me before I fire the music up. There's another little bit of this controller I didn't show you, which is I showed you the pitch control, but I didn't show the associated buttons to you. You've got a synchronization button a beat lock button and a pitch reset button. Right, watch what happens when I press the synchronization button, because my first song's running at 128 BPM, my second song that I want to mix in is running at 127. I could piss around with this and get it to 128 to match, but you know, it's a lot of faffing around. It's 1.25 and it's, you know, it's not that accurate. The easiest way of doing it is just pressing that button. There we are, it's on 128. All is good. Okay, I'll start the music and I'll just show you how and this is not a tutorial, this is just how I do it for ease of use, because I've had this controller for a while, and this is just how I do it. It ain't perfect, I'm not the world's best mixer, but here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to let that one ride for just a moment. Now I'm going to show you how you cue the other one up. This is not how you should do it, this is just the way I do it. This is not a tutorial like I've said before. This is just the way that I use it for ease of use, because I've kind of got used to this controller. And most of the stuff I do is just weddings. I'm not sat as a club DJ having to do perfect mixing. So this is the way I would do it. Anyway, what I do is I'll use the jog wheel of the deck that I'm going to mix into, and I will find approximately the point where the vocals come in, or the main bit of the song kicks in. I will then go back, usually using this button, 16 beats before it. I've already, for ease of use on this demo, I've already queued that one up. It's there. Okay, so we're there. So what do we do now? Well, I told you earlier, but one is start of loop, so I'll press that one, loop in. I will then skip forward 16 bars using the skip button again. Let's take me 16 forward, I'll then press loop out. Notice the waveform disappeared behind that point. I will then skip back again using the skip button, 16 bars will take me back to the cue point. And now we use the bit of information that Mr. Jonathan, I shouldn't say his surname, Mr. Elliskins has given us. You count. You wait to the beginning of that bar. If you notice, there's large bricks there and there's small bricks going across in the waveform. The big bricks are the beats, the main beats in the songs. 8 of them. Here we go. I'm just slightly off there, so I'll just adjust it, the wheel. Now, theoretically, I'm not even going to use my headphones here, because I'm pretty confident in it. Here we go. We'll start going across. I've got the two songs running together. I'll release the loop now using loop out. There we go, straight in. I know it's not the best mix in the world. I don't profess to be a good mixer. I'm going to leave that one to Jonathan and Brian and many of you other guys out there on YouTube. Okay, chaps. Firstly, I must apologise for the ground loop hum present on that video, and also I could have turned the subwoofer down a tad. I know it was distorting a bit, but anyway, this has been the Hercules remix. I've been Producermat. Practice and enjoy.